Okay, this is my top 5 Scorsese films. At number 5 is Wolf of Wall Street, which is a great movie. It's basically like 3 hours of debauchery. Um, Leo DiCaprio plays Jordan Belfort, who works on Wall Street as a stockbroker, starts his own firm, and just gets involved in a lot of drugs and sex and dirty dealings, and you get to see his drug-fueled lifestyle over an epic 3 hours. He has a wife that he ends up substituting for a second wife who's, in my opinion, a lot hotter. But you see some of the ins and outs of Wall Street, how he got involved in drugs and the dirty dealings, and it's really well done. It's directed, obviously, great direction from Scorsese. I think it was one of the best films of 2013. Leo's fantastic. Jonah Hill's really good. I think it's one of Scorsese's best films. Okay, number 4 is The Departed, which I think is a great film set in Boston. Set in the gangster world of Boston. Leo plays a mole who tries to infiltrate the mob, and they also have there's also a cop played by Matt Damon who's Frank Costello's mole. Frank Costello is the one played by Jack Nicholson that Leo is trying to infiltrate, and it's sort of who knows who the rat is, and if you've seen it before, it's a great movie. It's well written. Mark Wahlberg plays a great role as a sort of foul-mouthed cop. It's really well done, an interesting story. It won Best Picture at the Oscars the year it came out, and I think it's just a really good gangster movie and one of Scorsese's best. Okay, number 3, for me, Scorsese films, Raging Bull, which is a great film about the life of Jake LaMotta, who was not only violent in the ring but also outside the ring. You see his temper flaring over just minor little incidents. Like, for one example, is his wife saying that one of the fighters he's about to fight is good looking, and it sets him off into a jealous rage. Um, Robert De Niro gained about 60 pounds for this role. He looked unrecognizable when he's at the end, when Jake has got a nightclub, and he's also in incredible shape when in the boxing scene. So filming took a while off, I think, for him to gain the weight and obviously to get really fit for the fighting scenes. Joe Pesci is also good as his brother, who he has a difficult relationship with. He has a difficult relationship with everyone in the movie, but it's an incredible performance from De Niro, one of the best performances, one of the best films of the 1980s, maybe the best film of the decade of the 1980s. Incredible performance, incredible boxing scenes, great music, great direction from Scorsese. Still can't believe he didn't win Best Director for it. Anyway, it's a great movie. Okay, number 2, Scorsese film, Taxi Driver, which is basically a character study of a man played by Robert De Niro, who's a Vietnam veteran who's driving a taxi in the 1970s, and he can't stand the filth and the scum of the city, and he decides to free a preteen hooker played by Jodie Foster by trying to take on the pimp after him. It's really strong character study of man basically losing his sanity, and it's told really well in voiceover narration. Scorsese is well known for his voiceover narration in films, and a really great performance from De Niro. This is the film that basically told people when it came out that Scorsese is definitely a great director, here to stay. Really great film. Okay, and my favourite Scorsese film is obviously Goodfellas, which I think is an incredible story of Henry Hill, who in the 1950s grew up watching these gangsters across the street. He ends up joining them. He can never become a full-fledged member of the mob because he's not Italian, but he becomes part of their crew, and you see the ins and outs of basically a day-to-day gangster in and out of the mob. And Robert De Niro's in it, Joe Pesci, an Oscar-winning performance as a psychotic Tommy DeVito. Um, the direction in it is incredible. Scorsese uses freeze frame, he jump cutting, just different sort of filming techniques, which is done incredibly well. The music is incredible. Ray Liotta as Henry Hill is great. Robert De Niro, incredible. And Joe Pesci, really good. Basically follows Henry from when he was a kid to when he got arrested as a wise guy and doing drugs, and then he becomes a government witness. I think the film should have won Best Picture instead of Dances with Wolves that year, but anyway, that's another story. It's still an incredible film, incredibly well directed, and I think Scorsese's best film. So let me know what some of your favourite Scorsese films are, and comment down below. And I'll do another top 5 directors thing soon. Okay, see you.